Now we are going to read the Bibles.
现在我们读一下圣经。
And the first verse is from John chapter 10, verse 10. Jesus has come, he said, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full.
第一段经文是从约翰福音10章10节。耶稣来了，他说：“我来了，是要叫羊或人得生命，并且得的更丰盛。”
And the second scripture is from John chapter 14, verse 6. Jesus has come. He said, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
第二段是从约翰福音14章第6节。耶稣来了，他说：“我就是道路、真理、生命。要不借着我，没有人能到父那里去。”
And the next one is from John chapter 14, verse 27. Jesus said, Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your heart be troubled, and do not be afraid.
下一段经文是在约翰福音14章27节。耶稣来了，他说：“我留下平安给你们，我将我的平安赐给你们。我所赐的不像世人所赐的。你们心里不要忧愁，也不要。”
Chapter 5, verse 36. Jesus said, Do not be afraid, just believe.
下一段经文是马可福音5章36节。耶稣来了，他说：“不要怕，只要信。”
And as you realize that our church has not have a pastor for over a year and a half.
大家知道我们教会没有牧者，已经超过了1年多。
But God has sent a pastor to us.
但是神派了一位牧者给我们。
And we have Pastor Emmanuel Chen with us today.
我们今天有陈牧师在我们当中。
And he will become our senior pastor in the new year. Brand new pastor.
他在新的一年里会成为我们教会的我们的主任牧师。
So we now pass time to our pastor to deliver his message to us.
我们将以下时间交给陈牧师。
So I'm not being become a pastor of this church yet.
要等到2月份才正式成为你们的牧师。
So the official title comes on February the 1st next year.
谢谢教会给我机会来到你们当中。
But again, the church gave me this opportunity to be in the midst.
对我来讲是一个 bonus。
So to me, it's a bonus.
To you, maybe.
To you, maybe.
每一年圣诞节都是有这样子的庆祝的活动。
So every year we have this kind of a Christmas celebration.
12月份都是我们说要过圣诞的时候。
So we know that when it comes to the month of December, we have to celebrate Christmas.
非常谢谢包医生还有那个福音队把整个的耶稣诞生的故事跟我们再讲一遍。
So you have heard the songs we sung earlier. It talks about the whole life of Jesus.
很多人都在问，那耶稣跟我什么关系啊？
A lot of people ask, how does Jesus relate to me?
所以很多人都有一个问题，就是说，耶稣圣诞节跟我什么关系？
So then people will say that, how does Christmas relate to me too?
所以有很多人甚至中国人跟我讲了很多类似的这样子的话。
And the Chinese also asked me this similar question as well.
他说我是中国人，我不过圣诞节的。
And he said that I'm Chinese, I should not celebrate Christmas.
甚至我是炎黄的子孙，我根本就没有圣诞节这回事。
And again, I'm a Chinese descendant, and there's no historical record about Christmas being celebrated in our Chinese history.
圣诞节是世人的那些的庆典。
And And Christmas only comes from the Western custom.
我也不是基督徒，
And I'm not a Christian.
那不需要过什么圣诞节的。
So it's no need for me to celebrate Christmas.
不晓得弟兄姐妹还有朋友，你有没有这样子的同感？
So do you have this kind of a same question in your mind?
你喜不喜欢圣诞节的？
Do you like Christmas?
有没有不喜欢圣诞节的？
So who does not like Christmas? Please raise your hands.
没有啊，好像每个人都很喜欢，对不对？
Seems like everyone loves Christmas.
至少我们这几天呢吃了蛮多的。
Especially these few days, we have a lot of food to eat.
还有我们可以去买很多 on sale 的东西。
And again, we can buy a lot of things on sale.
还有最重要的就是可以放几天假期等等。
The most important thing is because we have to work.
那么圣诞节或许我们称为耶诞节。
And actually, Christmas translates as the Holy Birth.
也就是说是纪念谁啊？
So what does it remember? Whom should I remember?
直接的，我们就从字面说了，这是耶稣诞生的日子。
So from the word itself, it talks about the birth of Christ.
可能有人这样子问：
Someone may ask,
每个人都有生日的，那耶稣的生日有什么有什么那么重要呢？
so actually, every one of us have a birthday. How come Jesus' birthday is so important?
你看，别人都有生日的，那耶稣的生日跟我又有什么关系呢？
So how does Jesus' birthday relate to me?
谁没有生日的？
Who does not have a birthday?
每个人都有，对不对？
Everybody has a birthday, right?
那每个人的生日的话，可能对我没有什么关系的。
And of course, when you celebrate your birthday, to me, it's no difference.
那我就问一个问题：
Then I ask a question.
到底谁的生日最重要呢？
So whose birthday is more important?
肯定不是陈牧师。
Of course, it's not Pastor Chen.
对我来讲呢，我太太常问：你记得我的生日吗？
And my wife always asks me, do you remember my birthday?
对于你们来讲，谁的生日比较重要？
So to you, whose birthday is more important?
你的朋友、伴侣，
Your spouse
还是你父母？
or your parent?
可能每个人定义都不太一样。我爸爸妈妈最重要。
Everyone has different kind of setting for who is important. You might think that your parents are more important to you
因为他的财产准备要给我的。
because you're thinking of their inheritance.
如果我都不对他好的话，说不定他留给我的什么都没有。
So if we don't treat our parents well, then they may not leave anything to us.
可能对于某一些人来讲的话，我的伴侣的生日对我最重要。
To some, they think that the spouse's birthday is more important to them.
不然的话，我今天晚上不知道睡哪里哦。
Otherwise, we do not know where we're going to sleep.
是我们看到很多父母呢，他很看重他们的小孩的生日。
A lot of parents think the kids' birthday is very important.
我以前我父母从来没有跟我做过生日，
And for me, my parents have not held a birthday for me.
可是我来了北美以后，
When I come to North America,
有了我自己的孩子，
now I have my own kids.
每一年的话，我要学习帮他做生日。
And every year I have to learn how to set up a party for them, birthday party for them.
因为我们看到他来了，对我们来讲很重要啊。
Because to us, they're very important.
所以不管是怎么样也好，
No matter what,
你跟他做生日，就是因为对你很重要，对不对？
you want to celebrate their birthday because you think they're important in your life.
当你不做生日的时候，你就发现说都不重要了，
You don't have your own birthday party that you don't think is
你也不
important.
想提了，
You don't want to be reminded.
是不是这样子？
So is it like that?
所以我们在看的时候，同样的耶稣的生日跟我什么关系？
So how does Jesus' birthday relate to me?
今天呢，简单的，除了刚刚我们唱的诗歌他们比唱的诗歌给我们一些概念以外，
So other than the song that tells us a little bit about Jesus' life,
我们也再深一层的再去思考一下。
and we would like to go deeper to think of it.
那就看你有没有看重耶稣重要还是不重要。
Now, whether you think Jesus is important in your life or not.
如果重要了，耶稣的生日跟当然对你重要了。
If you think Jesus is important in your life, then of course you care about his birthday too.
如果不重要的，耶稣跟我没什么关系。
If you do not think Jesus is important in your life, then of course his birthday does not relate to you.
我也很重视耶稣的生日，
I myself would pay attention to Jesus' birthday.
因为它对我来讲，对我的人生带来很重要的一个改变。
Because Jesus has changed my life dramatically.
至少把我整个人生都改变过来。
Because He has changed my life totally.
你可能也会有些人这样子问：
Someone may ask,
谁给你机会，那个人就对你有重要，对不对？
of course, whoever give you wisdom, then this person is very important to you.
对你来讲，你会觉得你人生有希望。
Then of course to you that you think there's hope in life.
甚至对有一些年轻人来讲，
And to a lot of youth,
哪一个老板看上你的话，他的对你都比较有重要。
if the boss treat you well, you think that this boss is very important to you.
因为对你来讲的前途就有希望呢。
Because you know that you have a bright future.
也要看哪一家大的公司请了你，
Then you have to know which big company would like to employ you.
因为那一家公司的话就是你的希望，对不对？
And again, this big company becomes your hope in life.
但耶稣的诞生也一样，
But for Jesus' birthday, it's the same.
他的诞生是给人是有一个希望，
Because Jesus' birthday gives us hope.
至少给了我有希望。
At least to me, He gave me hope.
我也相信给了某一些人看到了也有希望。
I'm sure some of you will realize that Jesus gave you hope as
那
well.
前面我在提到有一些年轻人看到有一些的公司老板给他机会了，他有希望。
As I told you earlier, that some of the young people, they think that their boss give the opportunity, then they have hope in their career.
可是这些呢都是物质方面的。
But of course, they only focus on the material wealth.
老板能够给你的，都是你能够看到的，你可以想象的。
So what the boss can give you is the things you can see and you can enjoy.
因为你知道说，哎呀，我可以赚了很多钱了，我有前途了，对不对？
Because you think that you can earn a lot of money and you have a bright future.
这个都是我们所需要的，
And of course, this is what we need in life as well.
所以我们就说这个是物质方面的
So we said this is only on the material aspect.
这个层面，我们都知道，我们都想要。
So on this level, we all need it.
可是另外一个层面又是什么呢？
But there's another aspect in life we have to think about.
耶稣来了，给不了你这些层面的。
So Jesus come, He might not give you this kind of
这个
need.
物质的层面，
Jesus might not give you this material needs.
你看耶稣来了，有没有突然间几百万给你了？没有。
So when Jesus come, does He give you $1 million right away? No.
我信了耶稣，我想进一家大公司，有没有？没有。
So and now I believe in Jesus. I'd like to go get a job in a big company, but it doesn't happen.
甚至有很多你想要的，说不定你都没有。
So even though there are a lot of things you want on earth, you might not get it.
可是耶稣来了，是从另外一个层面给了我们很丰富的另类的一种的物质。
But when Jesus comes, He would like to give us a different aspect that He can give us abundantly.
这个层面，我们就说是一个属于精神方面的层面。
And this relates to our spiritual needs.
我记得前10几年中国有一句常常说的话，
A few years ago, there's a common saying in China.
因为中国改革开放了以后，他们物质方面很丰富了。
So after the Chinese Revolution, then people are quite well off.
他们都已经不缺乏在物质方面。
So they not lack anything materially.
他们有一句话这样子说，
And there's one statement they say.
他说物质层面我们需要，
So they said we need the material wealth,
可是精神文明我们也需要。
but our spiritual need is also important too.
所谓的精神文明所说的就是我们在属灵生命的这个层面。
So we focus on our spirituality.
而每个人在物质方面已经满足的时候，他们想要更进一步得到心灵的那种的满足。
And once they're being satisfied with the material wealth, they would like to find something to fill the void spiritually.
所以你可以看到很多有钱的人呢，开始去追求这方面的需要。
You realize a lot of wealthy people who seek their spiritual needs.
有很多人去，不管去拜神拜佛也好，
And some, of course, will go to the temple to pray to the idols.
教拜了多少年都找不到。
But unfortunately, after so many years, they cannot fill the void.
可是当时耶稣来了，
But when Jesus comes,
他说：“我来了是叫人得生命。”
so He comes to give us abundant life.
刚刚我们刚刚所读的那段的经文就是这样子说。
And this is what we read the scripture earlier.
他说他来的时候是叫人得生命，并且得一个更丰盛的生命。
And Jesus said He comes to give us life. Not only that, He gives us abundant life.
对一般人来讲，他听不懂的。
So to ordinary people, they may not
耶
understand.
稣到底在讲什么呢？
So what does Jesus mean?
他说：“你看，我有生命了，耶稣来了，还给什么生命？
In actual fact, every one of us have life. So what does Jesus say by saying give us life again?
如果你每一天的很勤快的，一直为着2餐温饱来做事情的时候，你没时间去思考。
So if you're too busy to try to make your ends meet every day, you may not be able to have time to think about this.
可是当你真的是这些都不缺乏的时候，你就知道是什么意思了。
So when everything you have satisfy your desire, then you understand what that means.
所以这边所讲的不是你有没有生命，
So what you said doesn't mean that whether you have life or not.
是讲到你属灵里头的那种生命到底存在不存在。
So Jesus focused on our spiritual need, whether it exists or not.
所指的就是你的属灵生命的那种的有没有种的丰富。
So whether you're being abundant in your spiritual life.
所以你可以看到很多人有些人觉得人生没有意义的。
So some people might think that there's no meaning in life.
特别前10几20年，我发现很多的那些名人做什么事情呢？
And a few decades ago, I realized that some celebrity would do certain foolish things.
他发现我什么都试过了，我都有了，
So they have tried everything. They seem to have everything.
可是都不能够满足我的心灵上面的需要。
But it does not satisfy the void in their spiritual life.
当他听到有一种声音，你没试过，
And suddenly they heard a voice they haven't experienced before.
你有没有试过自杀啊？
Then the voice may tell you, have you tried to commit suicide?
很奇怪的，他就莫名其妙的就从这样子那么高的地方就跳下来。
Surprisingly, then he'll follow this voice and then climb to a high place and jump down.
其中一个歌手叫张国荣，就是这样子。
And there's one singer in Hong Kong, his name is Zheng Bok-wing, and he jumped down from a high place.
很多人都不太了解到底是发生什么样的回事。
And a lot of people do not understand what really happened to him.
说不定他以前也接触到很多的神佛的那些东西，可是满足不到他的心灵的需要。
Even though he has worshipped a lot of idols, but does not satisfy his void in his life.
可是，在他人生里头的话，发现好像没有什么意义。
And to him, he could not find the true meaning in life.
他在一家酒店里头呢，忽然间打开窗，就这样子跳下去。
So he was in a hotel room and he's opened the window and just jumped down.
我们在问到底我们的生命有没有意义的时候，所指的就是我们有没有一个属灵丰富的生命。
When we ask ourselves whether our life is meaningful or not, it means that whether our spiritual life is abundant or not.
也有很多人糊里糊涂过了一辈子。
And quite often, they would seem to live in a foolish way.
很多人不缺乏很多东西，
And a lot of people do not lack anything.
当他差不多要走的时候，他只讲一句话，
But when it comes to the time of death, they will say one statement.
真的是南柯一梦。
And he said, just a dream in my life.
你看，好像做了一场梦一样。
And they feel like they are just having a dream.
甚至有一些人走的时候，只一个字，
And then when they are lying on the deathbed, they only say one word. Just say,
叹一口气就走了。
so they sigh and then they end their breath.
我们好像很为他不晓得为什么会这样子，很惋惜。
We do not understand how come they have this kind of thinking. It seems like it's a pity.
不管你在世上努力多久，用多努力去赚所有的钱财，
So whether you try your best to make a lot of money,
可是我就问你，心里头得到满足吗？
Then I ask you whether that you feel satisfied or not in your heart.
可能我在世上很多事情都很失败，
And you might face a lot of failure in life.
可是你也看到有一些人，哎，他很开心的，到底怎么一回事？
And then of course someone would live very joyfully in life.
他从来没有埋怨过一句话，奇怪的，诶，这种人是怎么样一种人？
And they never complain, and you wonder how come they would live in such a way.
所以我们可以看到，原来我们的心灵方面很大的需要被满足。
So it means that we need to be satisfied in a spiritual way.
可是耶稣说：“我来是叫人得生命的。”
But you said that He come to give us life.
各位朋友，
So dear friends,
如果你想知道什么生命是可以很丰盛的，我希望你能够多接触。
so if you want to get abundant life, then you have to come in contact with Jesus.
找时间跟我们讨论一下。
So you can come to our place and try to talk about it.
你想要一个怎么样的生命？
So just ask yourself, what kind of life do you want?
耶稣来了，他也跟说一句话，
And Jesus come and also say one statement.
他说：“我就是道路、真理、生命。
He said, I'm the way, the life, and the truth.
如果不借着我的话，是没有人能够到父那里去的。”
So no one can come to the Father except through me.
后面那一句可能我们不太想听。
So the last part of the statement we may not like to hear.
谁想去见我的父亲？我父亲已经死掉了。
So who want to see our Father because our Father is dead?
如果这样子说的话，难道我也要死掉吗？
So if I want to see my Father, it means I have to die too.
哦，你这种人讲这话的话真难听了。
So that's why you said that when you say this one, you just curse me.
这个所讲的是在天上的父神。
So actually, what Jesus referred to is our Heavenly Father.
那这边的话，我希望朋友们一起来看前面那半段的那句话。
So let's focus on the first part of Jesus' statement.
耶稣说：“我就是道路，我就是真理，我就是生命。”
Jesus said, "I'm the life and I'm the truth and the way."
所以道路呢，就是呢有一条路，我们可以走上去的时候可以通的。
So the way means it's a path that we can walk on and lead us somewhere.
有时候你发现就是说这条路行不通，为什么走不了？
Sometimes we step on a path, it seems like it's a dead-end street. We do not understand why.
可是耶稣说：“我就是那条道路，你可以走的，可以通的，可以走的。”
But Jesus said, He is the way that we can step on it and then we can lead us somewhere.
你相信吗？
Do you believe that?
有时候我们都不晓得你说的是什么道路，怎么都不明确的，到底是什么路嘛，对不对？
Someone may ask that what Jesus means. I don't understand.
有时候我们真的是搞不懂，可是有时候你知道这条道路是什么。
But sometimes you will know that what He means by His way.
圣经旧约也有句话这样子说，
And there's a statement in the Old Testament
他说：“人的道路比神的道路，
that man's way compared to God's way.
人的意念不比神的意念。”
And again, God's thought is higher than our thought.
有时候我们想了怎么样好、怎么样美的事情，都不比神的好，不比神的美。
No matter how we plan and how we set it up, but ours is not as good as God's.
有时候我们为别人做好事，反而会怎么样害了别人。
Sometimes we try to help others, but on the contrary, it seems to hurt them.
可是你如果明白神的道路的时候，怎么样才是真正帮到别人，你就明白。
So once we understand Jesus' way, then we know how to help others.
耶稣也说：“我就是真理。”
And Jesus said, He's the truth.
对今天的人来讲，这个好像是神话。
So to us nowadays, it seems to be very difficult to follow.
因为世间上面很多人说没有真理。
Because a lot of people believe that there's no absolute truth.
我举个例子，
I'm giving you an example.
是与非、黑与白，以前都是很清清楚楚的。
So in the past, we know the difference between good and evil and black and white.
可是今天你不能够说只有这样子，
But today, you cannot just say that this is the only way.
不然的话，他们就会说你歧视我。
Otherwise, they said we are insulting them and bullying them.
所以对他们来讲已经没真理可言的。
So to them, there's no absolute truth.
我常常举一个很简单的例子，
So quite often, I would like to use this simple example.
我们也举一个例子好不好？包医生，你是男的是女的？
So pastor asked me whether I'm a boy or girl.
Are you boy or girl?
I'm a boy. No,
我试过很多次了，可是大概有8个有9个了，他不是给我这样答案。
So I've tried to ask about 10 people, then out of 10, about 8, they will say they do not know.
They don't answer exactly the question.
They don't answer the same question.
他就一直在问你干嘛问我这个问题？
Then they will just keep asking me, why you ask me this question?
他在怀疑，怀疑。
They're in doubt.
我只是问他一个问题，他不给我答案，
I only asked them a question, but they don't want to give me an answer.
因为男的可能想变一个女的，
Because a man would like to become a woman.
甚至的话他会觉得说你侵犯我的私隐，
And some will say that they are prying out my privacy.
所以这个的话对他们来讲的话，你不应该问这种的问题，
So to them, that we should not ask this kind of questions.
好像不会发生在你们身上，对不对？
And it may not happen to you.
可是慢慢开始发生在你儿女身上。
But unfortunately, it seems to invade the mind of our younger
至少
generations.
学校里头的话，已经开始教育他们没有男厕所、女厕所了。
And even in our school system, they will not differentiate the boys' bathroom or girls' bathroom.
再过一段日子了以后，我们的那个身份证上面的话，已经没有 gender，就是说男女的那个 item。
So in the future, citizenship or the identity card, they won't have put any male or female in a genders section.
可能开始他先开一个，就是说没有男没有女的那个 item 的话，应该叫什么？那个 neutral yes。
So they might just
中性，
they might put down a neutral and in the sex column.
他们已经拟定了这个准备出来的那个 ID 卡，
So the government has already had this in mind.
所以已经让很多的我们下一代没有一种所谓的真理的绝对。
So to our younger generation, it's difficult for them to stick to the absolute truth.
对我孩子来讲都很高兴的。
And then, of course, to my kids, they seem to be happy to face that.
我自由了，我可以做什么都可以。
So they thought that they're being set free, they can do whatever they want.
当我女儿在跟我讲的时候，我常常都很生气，我都骂她了。
So when my daughter speak to me in this way, I always kind of scold her.
我骂她是因为我紧张她，我希望让她明白，你是女的就是女的。
So I scold her is because I care for her and I make her realize that she's a girl, then she has to stay to be a girl.
作为父母的，我很心疼，我要真的要希望告诉她。
So as parents, I would like to kind of explain to her thoroughly.
可是我已经听了很多父母跟他孩子这样子说，
But quite often, I heard a lot of parents tell their kids,
没关系，他喜欢做男就做男，做女就做女，以后是他自己的事情了。
so let them take their own choice. Whatever they like, they can do it.
我听了以后，你没帮他，反而送他上这条路。
So after I heard that, then I was so sad that the parents actually kind of let the kids go on the death row.
讲到真理这部分，
So when we talk about the truth,
讲不完。
then it's very difficult to finish it.
有时间你来，我们再讨论。
So you have time, just come to our church and we try to talk about it.
耶稣还说：“我就是生命。
And Jesus said that He's the life. ”
他并不是说现在你没有生命。
It doesn't mean that you do have life right now.
这个生命呢，不单只讲到将来我们跟神在一起这种生命。
So what Jesus talks about the life, not only the life that we're going to be with God in the future,
这个生命也讲到，就是说你现在的生命里头是否真的有意义？
and what Jesus referred to is that whether you have meaningful life right now.
有些人的生命里头的话，真的是没有什么意义的。
And to some of us, they will find that there's no meaning in life.
因为他的一辈子的当中的话，一直在埋怨，我就觉得说我生在这个世界上面就是废物。
Because they thought that the whole life they feel they're rubbish.
所以他们在人生当中的话，从来没有什么建树。
And they have no achievement in their life.
那我就想问了，你的生命的话就是这样子吗？
Then I ask you that should your life be like that?
我们每个人的生命虽然不一样，
Even though our life are quite different,
可是我们每个人都有几十年，至少几十年的生命。
but at least we have several decades of life.
这几十年的生命，你准备怎么样过？
So how have you passed your a few decades of life?
所以耶稣这样子说了，我就是道路、真理、生命。
That's why Jesus said, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life."
他来了是给人有道路、有真理、有生命的。
Jesus come to this world to give us the way, the life, and the truth.
同样，耶稣也说，
Similarly, Jesus said,
他说：“我留下平安给你们，
said He give us peace.
我将我的平安赐给你们。
So He grant us the peace. ”
我不太晓得有多少人没有平安。
I don't know how many of you do not have peace.
我知道有些人真的是整天都没平安的。
And I have know someone who don't have peace.
对很多人来讲，什么叫平安？他摸不到，也想象不到。
To some of us, because they cannot touch peace, they do not know what peace is.
可是平安这个东西是我们人生最重要的一环，
But for us, peace is very important.
每个人都需要。
Everyone needs it.
没有人说不需要吧？
No one would say that they don't need peace.
如果你的爱人出轨了，你看他有没有平安？
So if your spouse has extramarital affair, do you have peace?
你会发现说，整天的话都坐立不安的。
So you would not feel comfortable every day.
如果你犯了错，你有平安吗？
When you make a mistake, do you think you have peace in life?
我很记得我女儿她犯了一些交通规律的时候，
I remember one time my daughter have